They knew their love was forbidden. Royal siblings were not meant to love each other. In the soft glow of the moon, they shared their first kiss. Adana's finger traced the outline of Ayo's jaw. They heard footsteps approaching. It was Lord Cedric. I knew it. The prince and the princess hiding away like thieves in the night. In the kingdom of Amak, there stood a magnificent palace. Within its wall lived the royal family, King Nathan, Queen Ella, and their 2 children, Prince Ayo and Princess Adana. The siblings grew up together, their laughter echoing through the walls, sharing secrets, dreams, an unbreakable bond. From a young age, Ayo and Adana were inseparable. They played in the sprawling garden, climbed the ancient trees, and explored the vast of library filled with tales of adventure and love. Their parents often marveled at the closeness of their children, never suspecting the complicity of emotions that would blossom as they grew older. As they entered their teenage years, Ayo and Adana's friendship transformed into something deeper. They shared stolen glances and lingering touches, each moment charged with an intensity that both thrilled and terrified them. They knew their love was forbidden. Royal siblings were not meant to love each other as they did, but they couldn't deny the pull from their hearts. One moonlight night, while the palace lay quiet, Ayo and Adana met in the secret garden, a place known only to them. The air was thick and the scent of blooming flowers, and the stars above twinkled like distant gems. Ayo, Adana whispered, her voice trembling with excitement and fear. What if someone sees us? They won't, Ayo replied, stepping closer, his heart racing. This is our place. No one knows we come here. In the soft glow of the moon, they shared their first kiss, a gentle blushing of lips that ignited a fire within them. The world outside faded away, leaving only the 2 of them, wrapped in a cocoon of love and longing. That kiss marked the beginning of their secret affair. As the weeks turned into months, Ayo and Adana met in secret whenever they could. They would sneak away from the royal duties, hiding their love behind closed doors and whispered promises. They would lie together under the stars, dreaming of a future where they could be free to love each other openly. But their love was not without its challenges. The pressure of royal expectation weighed heavily on Ayo's shoulder. He was destined to become king, expected to marry a princess from a powerful family to strengthen allegiance. The thought of losing Adana to someone else filled him with despair. One night, as they entwined in each other's arms, Adana's finger traced the outline of Ayo's jaw. What will happen to us when you become king? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper. I don't know, Ayo admitted, pain flickering in his eyes. All I know know is that I can't imagine a life without you. You are everything to me. Adanna's heart ached at his words, but the reality loomed over them like a dark cloud. They were trapped into a world that would never accept their love. As their relationship deepened, Adanna found herself grappling with conflicting emotions. She loved Ayo with all her heart, but the secrecy was suffocating. One fateful evening, after a passionate night together, Adanna realized she has missed her monthly cycle. Fear gripped her as she understood what this could mean. Days turned into weeks, and the fear morphed into undeniable reality. Adanna was pregnant. The weight of this revelation felt like a stone in her heart. She knew the consequences of their forbidden love could be catastrophic. If anyone found out, it would destroy them both, and the kingdom would fall into chaos. In the dead of night, she confided in Ayo, her voice shaking with fear. I am pregnant, Ayo. What are we going to do? Ayo's expression turned from joy to horror as the reality of the situation sank in. We have to be careful. We can't let anyone know, he said, panic rising in his voice. If the king and the queen find out, they will banish us, Adanna interrupted, tears streaming down her face. What will happen to our child? Ayo took her hands in his, determination flooding his vein. I will do whatever it takes to protect you and our baby. We can't let anyone come between us. I love you, Adanna. Their lives became a careful balancing act. They continued to meet in secret, sharing whispers of love and dreams of a future they feared could never come to pass. But the burden of secrecy began to take its toll. Adanna's belly grew, and with it, her anxiety. Each day felt like a countdown to discovery. One fateful day, while Adanna was in the palace gardens, the queen's trusted advisor, a cunning man named Lord Cedric, spotted her. He had always been suspicious of the closeness between Ayo and Adanna. He watched them closely, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. That evening, as Ayo and Adanna met in their secret place, their hearts were full of love, but heavy with dread. What if someone finds out? Adanna asked, her voice trembling. We can't let fear control us, Ayo replied, pulling her close. No matter what happens, I will always be with you. But fate had other plans. Just as they kissed, they heard footsteps approaching. Panic surged through them, and they quickly separated, trying to conceal their emotions. It was Lord Cedric, his eyes glittering with malice. I knew it, he snarled. The prince and the princess hiding away like thieves in the night. Ayo's heart raced as he realized the danger they were in. This is none of your business, Cedric, he growled, stepping protectively in front of Adanna. "Everything about this is my business, Ayo," Cedric replied, a small smile on his face. "You've tarnished the royal name with your forbidden love. Imagine the scandal if I were to tell your parents." Adanna's heart raced with fear. "Please don't do this. We love each other," she pleaded. "Love?" Cedric laughed. "What you have is nothing but a curse. I could ruin you both with a single word." Faced with the threat of exposure, Ayo felt his world collapsing. "You wouldn't dare," he said, his voice low and dangerous. "Oh, I wouldn't," Cedric replied, leaning in closer. "Unless you agree to what I say. The kingdom's reputation is at stake, and I'm the only one who can keep your secrets." With that ultimatum, Ayo and Adanna's world spiraled into chaos. They were forced to live under the shadow of Cedric's threats, hiding their love even more fiercely. Ayo was determined to protect Adanna and their unborn child at any cost. Days turned into weeks, and Adanna's pregnancy progressed. The once joyful anticipation was now filled with fear and uncertainty. The walls of the palace felt like a prison, suffocating her spirit. She longed for freedom to love Ayo openly and to welcome their unborn child without fear. One fateful night, the tension reached a breaking point. Adanna could no longer bear the weight of secrets. She confronted Ayo, her voice filled with desperation. "We can't keep living like this. I need to tell our parents the truth." Ayo's face hardened with concern. "Adanna, if you do that, we will lose everything. Our love, our family, our lives. It will all be destroyed." "But what about our child?" Adanna cried, tears streaming down her face. "I want our baby to know the love of both parents. I can't live in fear anymore." Ayo fell with a surge of emotion as he looked into her eyes. "I love you, Adanna. I would do anything to protect you and our child. But we have to be smart about this." As they stood together, heart racing and mind racing, a plan began to form. They decided to confront Cedric and demand he keep their secret, hoping to buy time to figure out a way to escape his grasp. The next day, Ayo and Adanna found Cedric alone in the palace library. "We need to talk," Ayo said, his voice firm. Cedric looked up, a sly smile creeping onto his face. "Ah, the star-crossed lovers. What can I do for you?" "We want you to promise to keep our secrets," Adanna said, her voice steady despite her fear. "We will do whatever it takes to protect our child." Cedric leaned back in his chair, contemplating their plea. "And what do I get in return?" Ayo felt a surge of anger, but he kept his composure. "You will get our loyalty. We will help you with any schemes you have to gain power in the courts. Just keep our secrets. Cedric's eyes glimmered with greed. Very well, I will keep your secrets for now. But know this, if you cross me, I will not hesitate to expose you both. Relief washed over Adanna and Ayo, but the fear still lingered. They returned to their secret place, but the shadow of Cedric loomed over them. The days turned into an agonizing wait, and Adanna's pregnancy reached its final stages. One stormy night, Adanna went into labor. Ayo was by her side, fear and excitement coursing through him. As the rain poured outside, they welcomed their child, a beautiful baby girl. In that moment, all the pain and secrecy faded away. Ayo held his daughter in his hand, feeling a love he had never known. As the storm raged outside, Ayo held their newborn daughter, wrapped in a soft blanket, close to his heart. The tiny baby cooed softly, and in that moment, all the fears and the secrets of the world faded away. Adanna looked at her daughter, tears of joy streaming down her face. "She is perfect, Ayo," she whispered, her voice filled with love. "Yes, she is," Ayo replied, his eyes shining with pride. "We will name her Ola, after the light she brings into our lives." But as the joy of their new family washed over them, the weight of their situation settled back in. They had managed to keep their love and their child a secret, but for how long? Cedric's shadow loomed larger than ever, and Ayo knew they needed to devise a plan to secure their future. In the days that followed, Ayo and Adanna embraced their new roles as parents, finding solace in each other and their little girl. However, they remained vigilant, knowing that Cedric would not let them go easily. They took turns watching the palace grounds, fearing the moment their secret would be revealed. One afternoon, while Ayo was on guard, he overheard Cedric speaking with other nobles in the courtyard. "The royal family is weak," Cedric sneered. "I have information that could shatter their reputation. Imagine the chaos if the truth comes out about the prince and the princess." Ayo's heart raced with anger. He knew he had to act quickly to protect his family.